Hello, my name is Greg Genta, and I am a consulting systems engineer with Fortinet. In this video, I'm going to walk through two ways FortiPAM helps reduce risk during privileged sessions. First, we'll look at how FortiPAM can prevent specific commands from being executed during an SSH session using SSH command filtering. Then we'll cover how FortiPAM can block specific Windows applications or executables during an RDP session using Windows application filtering. After this short overview, I'll jump into a live demo and show both of these features in action. Let's start with SSH command filtering. The FortiPAM SSH filter is a security feature that allows organizations to monitor, log, and most importantly, control SSH commands in real time. Instead of granting an all or nothing shell, FortiPAM lets you apply granular command level controls on a per session basis. This means you can restrict high-risk commands while still allowing administrators to perform their day-to-day tasks. A common use case here is protecting network devices or critical infrastructure from accidental or malicious factory resets. For an example, if a user has valid credentials and an approved SSH session, FortiPAM can block specific commands that would reset or wipe a device, preventing a single mistake from becoming a major outage. All of this is enforced inline during the session, with full visibility and logging for audit and compliance purposes. Now let's shift to Windows Application Filter for RDP sessions. This feature allows FortiPAM to control which Windows applications or executables a user is allowed to run during a privileged RDP session. FortiPAM uses WinRM to dynamically push a policy to a target Windows server scoped to a specific user in session. That policy can allow or block specific executables, give you precise control over what actions a privileged user can take once connected. A very practical use case for this is preventing lateral movement. For example, once a user connects to a Windows server through FortiPAM, you may not want them using that server as a jump box to RDP into another system. By blocking the Windows RDP client executable, FortiPAM can prevent that user from initiating additional RDP sessions from within the original session. This can significantly reduce risk while still allowing administrators to do exactly what they were approved to do, no more, no less. So to summarize, FortiPAM gives you fine-grained session-based control that can restrict potentially harmful SSH commands and lock down a Windows RDP session. This is what we will see in the demo. A user will initiate an SSH session through FortiPAM. The user tries to run a command that is blocked. The main command that we're going to block in this demo is execute factory reset, a command on a FortiGate that can reset the FortiGate to factory default. In the Windows application filter demo, I'm going to show a user initiating an RDP session through FortiPAM. Then the user is going to attempt to run an executable that is blocked. The executable we are going to block is the application mstsc.exe, which is the Windows Remote Desktop application. This would prevent a user from being able to jump from one server to another server using RDP in this privileged session. Let's jump into the demo. First, I'm going to start with the admin view here to show you an SSH filter profile. So this SSH filter profile, which I called block risky, as you can see here, I'm blocking the SSH command execute factory reset. And just for fun, I'm doing execute ping 8.8.8.8, which is an exact match. And now let me log in on another computer. Okay, here is a client computer. I'm logging in as a user that is not an admin. This user is a standard user. I'm presented with the privileged secrets that I can launch here in FortiPAM. So first we'll do SSH. So this secret, I need to check it out. And once it's checked out, then I can launch the secret. I am going to use PuTTY. And here I have a PuTTY session to a FortiGate firewall. The Forti client agent is telling me that I'm being recorded. And now I can type the command execute ping 8.8.8.8. And you can see that this command is not allowed to execute. Please check with your administrator. So FortiPAM is blocking that command. Now let's type execute factory reset. That command is also being blocked. Now I can simply close the session. And FortiClient shows that I'm not being recorded. And I can check the session back in. Back in the admin view, I can look at the secret. I can go to audit, and I can look at SSH log. And you can see the commands that were blocked by FortiPAM. Now let's look at the Windows application filter. Here I have an application filter that I call app filter 1, and you can see that I'm blocking mstsc.exe. This will prevent the user from being able to launch an RDP session to another server. Let's see it in action. So back on my client computer that has my standard user logged in, I can now click on the other secret that I have, filtered RDP domain access, and I launch the secret, and I choose remote desktop. And here I have an RDP session to the server. If I right click run, do mstsc, notice that this app has been blocked by your system administrator. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this video was helpful in showcasing SSH filters and Windows application filters in FortiPAM. If you have any questions, please contact the Fortinet sales team for your area. Thank you.